By that time, you're focusing a lot more, you understand a lot more through the way I teach, etc. That doesn't matter. You and your school. Changing features. Alright, indices. Let's learn all the laws first. After we learn all the laws, we can actually do the questions. The questions are not that hard, to be honest with you. It's more memorizing all the laws. Okay. Law 1. Index law 1. It says when bases are multiplied by the same basis, okay, we add the indices. So, for example, if I have x to the power of 3 times x to the power of 5, I get bases are the same. Yes, they are. So x to the power of 3 plus 5, which becomes x to the power of 8. Okay. Now, law number 2. Obviously, it says that if I divide, I take away. Well, okay. So that means if I have x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 4, I'm going to get x to the power of 7 take away 4, which gives me x to the power of 3. Pretty easy. So as long as you need to know is the bases are the same. Alright, number 3. Number 3. Number 3 is a product to product. It's a product of product. Alright, it will be x to the power of m all to the power of m. X to the power of m all to the power of m. What do we do there? Well, there's only a single x, so you don't add, because I said there has to be 2 x's for adding. So it's obviously going to be times. You times those two indices together. Okay? Which becomes x to the power of m, n. M, n, n times n. All good? So another example. X to the power of 2, all to the power of 4. It's not 2 plus 4, it's 2 times 4. Law number 4. Law number 4 is pretty easy. It says anything to the power of 0. So x to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Anything to the power of 0, as long as it's attached, is equal to 1. Okay. So, for example, that is an example, I guess, in its own right. So, number 5. Negative indices. What if I have a negative index? So we already had a look at positive ones up here. We had a look at 0, and now what about negative? If it's negative, we don't like it. Okay, we would like to change it to a positive index. The way you do it is through this little acronym that I want you to keep saying in your head. Negative, fraction. 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 Am I clear enough? Awesome. Now, we have this in the numerator, of course, right? When we're usually writing everything, it's in the numerator. If it's in the denominator, then you should have a fraction, you'll see it. Okay, it's in the numerator right now. Now, if it's in the numerator, can you see that, obviously the x to the power of m, because the negative turned into a fraction, so the x to the power of m needs to go somewhere. And it's going to go in the bottom. That's it. So if it's a negative index, not number, right, it's a negative number, negative indice, then it's going to go positive in the bottom with a 1 over. Okay, it's going to be 1 because you have to write something on the top. For example, if I have x to the power of negative 2, it's going to equal to 1 over x to the power of, but it's minus 2 already, we're changing it. We want to make it positive, so it's going to be x to the power of, if it's negative on the top, it's positive in the, if it's negative on the bottom, it's positive on the, that's it, that's actually the trick. So I'll give you another example. If I gave you x to the power of minus 3 over x to the power of minus 4, guess what the answer is? X to the power of 4 over x to the power of 3. That's actually the trick. The only reason why I have to write a 1 here is because if I change it to the bottom, I have nothing on the top. And this doesn't make any sense. Look at this. What does this mean? Doesn't mean anything, right? 1 over. Now it means something. Okay. Any questions about that one? So you understand the mechanics behind it? Negative on the top, positive on the bottom. Stays the same. But you can't write negative on the top and negative on the bottom because then you haven't done nothing. But you're changing its position. So number 6. And then this is the last one out of all. So x to the power of a fraction. Okay, I want you to see this as either 2 of these. It's either top, bottom, bottom, or it's in a clockwise direction. So, it's going to be a root. That's something we need to understand. Okay, it's going to be a root. Just accept it. Now, the P, you see it's on the top? There's my X inside. P is going to be on the top. It's an indice. It's on the top, power. The Q is on the bottom. Got it? P on the top, Q on the bottom. P on the top, Q on the bottom. Or clockwise direction. Look at the clock. That way, that way. PP, QQ. PP, QQ. That's how clock works, right? PP, QQ. So, or top, bottom, bottom. Top, it's on the bottom, it's on the bottom. Alrighty? Example for that is this. X to the power of, let's say 2 over 3. That gives me x to the power of what? Is it 2 or 3? 2, top, bottom. The 3 is inside, it's very important. Not in the outside, okay? So don't write this. That's different. All good? Alright, I think that's it.